Hello everyone, Shari Molchan here. Just want to welcome you to how to take control of your money instead of it controlling you. And so I'm so excited to be here. This is a re-recording of this webinar. Last week I was so sick, but here I am back and ready to bring this webinar to you today. And so let's jump right into the webinar. All right, let me just go to share my screen. One sec. Okay. Slideshow. Come on. There we go. Okay. So, how to feel in control of your money instead of controlling you. Now it's 2017. I know a lot of people have said to me, it's like, this is the year that I'm going to take back control of my money. And maybe that's you too, right? So I hope that you get inspired and get some stuff sorted out today because I really want you to gain momentum to handle your money like a boss, right? And so today we're going to look at a bunch of different ways of helping you to really build that solid foundation of kind of the four pillars, what I call kind of four pillars of taking back control of your money. Because, you know, when it comes to learning about money and managing money, an objection that I hear all the time is I'm too old, or I'm too tired, or I don't have enough time to learn. And, you know, so I'm going to stop that right now, and I'm going to make you, you know, take back control. And really, there's these four pillars that I'm going to give you, and we're going to talk about your values. We're going to talk about your beliefs and your attitudes. And we're going to talk about money, even some of the practical stuff, and talk about your money personality. And really, I'm going to give you some action steps that you can do right now, today, while you're watching this, whenever you're watching this, that you can start right now to get control of your money. So I'm super excited about that. Because it really drives me crazy when people tell me that when money smarts were handed out, I was busy taking care of someone or something else, and I missed about the lecture, or the smart money genes. Well, being smart with money doesn't have to. First off, doesn't have to do anything with math, and I'll talk about that a little bit later. So you're gonna get some really quick, easy peasy ways that you can use. A lot of people say to me, I just wish I didn't have to think about money because if I look at my numbers, I have something to do with it. So we're really going to talk about that a little bit later too. So what I want you to do is maybe, ask yourself, are you in control of your money, right? So let me take you to this place. So I want you to imagine that you're opening your bills or your investment statements and you're reading them, and with love and no apprehension, you know exactly what it is. It's like, it's all right, it's cool, you can look at this. You're setting healthier limits with your family members, your clients, your bosses, your friends. Imagine that you're asking for what you needed. So that could include raises or asking for money for clients, raising your rates, your fees, asking for outstanding invoices. Imagine giving yourself, giving generously to being able to give generously to causes that matter to you. And imagine having fewer fights around money. We're going to talk about that today too. And how about just even not feel intimidated and feel more powerful in all areas of your life? Because you might think it's money, but you're going to see by the end of this time with me today that it's not just always about the money, right? And so what's been keeping you from having a great relationship with money in a lot of the cases is just really simply a lack of belief that you can become financially successful. But you got to believe that you can do it, and you got to take the necessary action steps to get to those goals. Seriously, here it comes. It's really self-care. self-care, self-love, selfish. I'm not talking the selfish that we don't want to, being selfish like in a bad way, but I'm talking about really putting yourself first. So because when it comes to money, if we don't put ourselves first, and like we get all distracted from a bunch of other things, right? But because I want you to be prepared, not only financially, but also mentally up here, right? Because there's a lot of the whole relationship with money has got almost a lot more to do than what the numbers are. So I want you to, by time saying at the end of this webinar, saying, I got this, money. Yeah, I do that. So let's have some fun with me today. Now, this is not for somebody that says, oh, I'm going to be on this webinar with Shari, and she's going to show me how to get rich quick. And, it can be the big cat on the block, because really, this isn't for somebody who's looking to make millions overnight. Can you? Sure. But, win the lottery but that's not really a financial plan. Actually, for most people, I call it the LRP, which is the lottery retirement plan. And surprisingly enough, there's a lot of people that do that. So, but that's not you, because that's why you're here. And so I'm going to talk about, this, the foundation. So this is, if you might end up with sitting in a big bed of money, there's nothing wrong with that. But I'm going to talk about, again, these 4 pillars that I believe that are the first steps for you to take to get back control of your money. And then I'm also going to talk about, super excited about an online workshop that I'm doing. They're going to be able to do in your PJs from anywhere in the world. And it's, so I'll talk about that a little bit later. I'm super excited to be doing this. And actually, just before we get into this, one of the quotes I love using, especially around money and attitude and stuff, is from Mary Tyler Moore. And unfortunately, we just lost her, which, aging myself, I used to watch her show all the time. And one of the things that one quote that I came across that she said, which is kind of pertinent to this picture, is 3 things help me to get through life successfully: an understanding husband, an extremely good analyst, and millions and millions of dollars. So money doesn't necessarily buy us happiness, but it sure can give us better choices. Wouldn't you agree? So before we get going any further, I just want to introduce you to someone. And that someone is this on the left-hand side, this 18-year-old girl. She's 18 years old. She graduated in June, and now it's February of the following year, and it's August, so it's like 1 year and 1 month. She's getting married. She's never lived on her own. She's never been taught about money. She's marrying a guy that she met in February, and they're marrying in August. He does all the money. He has all the control. She's just innocent, looking for love, looking for connection, and running away from past of whatever, all the things that she wasn't happy. As you can guess, that's me. So then the next picture on the right, that's me at 20. And I'm a mom. So I'm 18, I'm married. I'm 20, a mom. I have no clue what I'm up to, not only as a parent or, like everything's just flying by the seat of my pants. I also did not have any experience in money. So let's jump forward to 24. I don't have a picture of that, but at 24, I'm a single mom with 2 kids, flying by the seat of my pants. Met another guy, lived with him for a while, made ends meet, and met another guy, got married again the second time, I'm going to admit it, security, seriously. And I know a lot of women out out there. I mean, I thought I loved him. There was lots of warning bells about other things, but you know what? The most thing I was considerate about was I wanted to have security. And so that lasted for a little while. Again, money was upside down. I was using credit cards. I don't know about you, but I never had the money talk when I was a kid. I never got taught about credit. I never got taught about debt. I never lived on my own, so I didn't even have any experience of that. So after the second marriage, here I am at 39 years old, and I'm now single with 2 teenage boys. Debt was passed up to the top of where I could go. I really didn't know what I was doing. I just started in a new career of financial advisor, selling insurance, because my kid's father had actually passed away the year 96, and then it was in 97. I started with a company called MetLife, selling life insurance. Well, he didn't have any life insurance, and neither did I. So I was doing very well. I was held accountable by my manager because, you know, he was keeping track of that. But meanwhile, on the other side of the fence, I wasn't doing very good. Then a company, Mutual Life, bought MetLife, and one of the gals I worked with, she was a single mom. She had her own car. She had her own house. Super successful, making 6-figure income. And I'm like, hey, like, how did you do this? Same age as me. So she's like, hey, come on over. I'll help you out, right? And so she mentored me and introduced it to a lot of the things I'm going to be talking about today. And what I do with my clients, I really feel like I'm paying it forward, because this is me at 50. This was, well, 5 years ago. But this is me in Italy. And one of my dreams was always to celebrate my 50th birthday in Italy. And this was in Cinque Terre, sitting on one of the beaches, or maybe that picture was in Lake Como, but it was a dream come true. I was there for 3 weeks. So one of the, you know, I live an awesome life now. I'm, you know, remarried. I'm super happy. My kids are great. I have 5 awesome grandchildren. I have 5, and ranging from 9 years old to 2 months old. It's pretty exciting life. And if I could do it, coming from my background, where you just saw that young naive girl at 18 getting married, you can do it. All right. So let's get into all of this. Well, okay. So I think one of the biggest barriers to success with most people, with their money and their finances and their goals and their dreams, it's the BS stories that we tell ourselves why we can't have it. And, you know, that's really our relationship with money. And those stories stop us from getting honest with ourselves, because we've conditioned ourselves to believe such, like I said earlier, right? It's too late. I don't know how, I'm too old. You know, all the things in my past are keeping me from doing what I need to do today. Well, if I'd used that excuse, I would still be that young, innocent, poor victim girl on welfare, because I literally was on welfare in my 20s, so I can feed my kids. I mean, so I get it. You know, I know where that is. And I was hanging on to old stories, right? I'm playing the blame game. It was all my fault. You know, my parents never told me and all this. You know, I was a helpless victim for a long time, right? But I changed, and you can change too. And I want you to be the leader of your life and your faith, right? So I get that you can't change history, and I'm not saying that because I can hear, you know, some of you might be saying, well, the reason why I'm here is this, like, here's this laundry list of excuses of why I'm here. But the truth is that your decisions that you make is what defines your future and leads you to whatever destination is that you want in your life. You are at choice. And I think so I'll give you some examples. Maybe if you recognize your story in some of these examples, then you might want to rethink not only your beliefs, but your habits. So the first one is, you're stuck in here and now, and you have the mindset that you only have enough to make ends meet. You live day to day without really thinking about the future. or you're on a paycheck to paycheck merry-go-round. Again, scarcity mindset that leaves you trapped, spending your money at the beginning of the month, and then usually ending up with more month than money. Or you upgrade your lifestyle as your money raises, so does your lifestyle, right? So, are you putting any money around, or you just keep going around in that merry-go-round or rat race, right? You take too many risks. You don't invest in your future. Maybe you're scared, or you want to make a mistake, or you don't know how, or you're afraid to ask, right? Or you prefer, or you have an either, well, you have an either or mentality. So just because someone is successful doesn't mean someone has to go out, right? So again, that could be a belief, right? Well, rich people are bad, or rich people are greedy, or whatever. You might have something around that. Or you prefer to play stupid because then you'd rather learn, rather than learning something new. In other words, if you knew better, you'd do better. So it's like the Maya Angelou quote, when you know better, you do better. And I say that all the time. It's the thing. But mostly, what I think it is that we're our own worst enemy. And you settle and you don't take charge for your money. And that's, that settling with the status quo and is what drives me crazy. And it's why I do what I do. And it's that old conventional thinking, traditional financial planning, because I've been an advisor for 20 years. In 2005, I started my own business because I knew that the old system wasn't working. And there was a missing piece of financial planning, which was the inner work, right? Because I saw people coming to me and they're sabotaging their plans all the time. And I'm like, what is going on? And then when I started doing some more inner work on this, I realized is that conventional thinking and conventional planning doesn't work, because we have all this stuff that we've carried with us, whether it's beliefs and our attitudes, and so it's ready to, we want to put up our dukes, kind of a thing, and put up a fight and take charge of your money. And that's what I hope you walk away from today too, is just having a little bit, maybe a renewed sense of confidence, or one that you've never even had before. All right. So let's have some fun, because you can take back control of your money in your life. It's not too late, right? It's this mindset that we have is so powerful, so powerful. And reality is that every decision that you make is influenced by your mindset. And good or bad, it pilots whatever you do, whoever you hang out with, where you go, how you solve issues, how you live, how you vote, what you want to hear, what you watch, right? And when it comes to money, money's just printed paper. Money doesn't have any value until the value that we put on it, right? So you can take control back. It's like when we take control back of what's going on in here, right? Because our thoughts become feelings, which become words, which become our actions, which become our results. So if you have dreams, stop focusing on the money, because it's going to distract you from focusing on what you want. Because our mindset is how you think and feel about money affects not only your aspect of your money, but it affects every single aspect of your life. And, again, what are some of those messages that you heard when you were a kid? Money doesn't grow on trees, or you got to work hard for your money, or you need a university education to make money. And so one of the things I recommend for you is to write down some of the messages that you think, how do you feel about money? What's your first memories of money? In my workshop that I'm going to be talking about at the end of the webinar today, one of the things that we really do is dig down deep into what are some of those money messages that are holding you back. What are some of those stories, those BS, limiting beliefs, as stories that you have deemed to be true, yet they might not be, right? And I'm not saying all the stories are bad. Some of them are good, right? So, we weed out, scratch the ones that aren't any good and replace them with ones that are more empowering and are more on track for what you want, right? Because so you want to create a new reality for yourself with new beliefs. And part of that is then you can, do some goal setting and set financial goals and do some more work on that. Because again, it comes back to attitude, right? Some great quotes that I love about attitude is everything, pick a good one. Or is your glass half full or half empty? Or why does it have to be half full? Well, you can just refill it. So there's also that too. A bad attitude is like a flat tire. If you don't change it, you'll never go anywhere. Or change I can't into I can, and pretty soon you'll say I did. So we've seen all these quotes, quotes before on attitude is altitude and name them, but do we always heed the advice? Sometimes it lasts for a little while, sometimes it goes, right? So our minds are so powerful that they control our feelings and our actions, which are, again, like I said, that becomes our results. And it's a good thing, right? Because if you're happy, that's the way your life's going to be. That it works, right? So your money is always going to match your mindset and your attitude. Right? So that's why it comes to that. You've got to know what it is my go-to. What you need to reprogram your, not only your conscious stories that you're telling, but your subconscious stories, right? Which we'll bring out in this exercise that we do in the workshop. We really dig down deep to pull out those ones that you don't even know you have. It's just like, why do I keep sabotaging myself? Or why do I end up doing what I'm doing? Well, that's because there's a story that plays and you don't even know it's getting played. So that's one thing that we help you is to reprogram conscious and subconscious beliefs, so you can let go of worry, doubt, and fear that could be stopping you from being happy and successful in your life, whatever that looks like to you. Whether it's having millions, that's just having 50,000, 100,000, whatever. There's no rules, right, of what success means. And success is what means for you. Okay. So we will be doing, there's like I said, and in the money mastery, but for now, what you can do is, again, write down some of those messages that you have around money and really kind of analyze them and go, oh, is that really true? Do I know that to be true? Or is that just a story I've made up? Okay. But so that's the first step of getting you on there. So getting your mindset and your habits and your beliefs and that attitude. Take a really good look at it. All right. So the second part of the foundation of having a better relationship with your money and taking control is to know your values. Now, values, like any goal that we set is a reflection of should be a reflection of our personal values. And our values are they're really pretty permanent beliefs that we have as what we regard as important, worthy, desirable, or right for us, right? Values tend to bring our upbringing, and you'll see, I actually will share mine with you here in a minute. They change really little without conscious effort throughout our lifetime. So, it's, that old adage of how you do anything's how you do everything. That's our values, right? And so one of the things about values that is that, people say to me, why should I, what's important? Why is it important to know about values? I'll tell you right now, this is the very first thing I do when I'm with my clients is the values, because uh, getting clear, it gives you a compass. I mean, it's a compass that helps you make decisions of everything that goes forward in your life. It allows you to feel more comfortable and confident in everything that you do. Your values give you purpose, understanding and clarity. And if you're not clear on what your values are, you often end up living the values of other people, and which can lead to the feeling that there's something missing. So when you live aligned with your values, they bring purpose, direction, wholeness, satisfaction, and a real sense of clarity in your life. It allows you to get clear about, what you accept and tolerate in relationships. It also helps you prevent you from making bad choices. Because you'll know what matters most to you, and it also gives you confidence. You'll notice a real quiet sense of confidence, when you're clear on what drives you and motivates you, and you're happier. You're happier because you're living more on purpose with, to talk about ethics and values and morals. This is what I'm talking about, right? What is that line in the sand for you? And it just makes life simpler, because you're not faced with anxiety or you're torn between making choices. It's that compass that helps you make decisions, and the answers actually become easier to see, because it's like, is this in line or is it not? And if it's in line, then yes, we go forward with this. If not, and then we find something else, right? So imagine finally understanding why it is that some people and relationships in your life seem so effortless, while others feel like a lot of work and struggle. And when you learn your values, you can consider them, when you're making decisions, not only in your business, but in your personal life. Because if you're not in alignment with your values, you're in conflict, and you'll money becomes easier. Right? And that's why you're here, right? You're obviously on this webinar because there's something around how to be in control of your money. So it's like, okay, I'm not really feeling like I'm in control, and you might not be that out of control. So many people come to me that think that they have to be like rock bottom, in debt or whatever. I have millionaires that come to me, right, that don't have a good relationship with your money. It doesn't matter how much money you have or your situation. You financially could be doing okay, but there's a missing piece of being fulfilled, right? You don't feel in control. This is it. This is what all this is about. So I want you to, if you haven't had a piece of paper out already, get a piece of paper out, and I'm going to actually help you right here, right now, do some work on your values. So we're going to, so take out a piece of paper, and you can write on the top of it, my core values. And I want you to answer this question. What in life is most important to me? So what this is going to do is, I just think about it. It's like, what are the things that are kind of that is like, I would walk over glass for. So, what in life is most important to me? Now I'm going to make this easy for you. Here's a bunch of words. We will be going into a lot of work, a lot of more intense work with this on the in the workshop coming up. But I want you to start this now. I want you to walk away today with a starting bit of, what are my values, right? I want to make this easy for you. So have a look through all these words, and look as you're looking through these words, pick out the ones that are kind of coming to you that it's like, what, this is yeah, for sure. Happiness, that's definitely a value. I want more of that. Freedom, Oh, for sure. Freedom is what I want. Um, Making a difference. That's like super important to me. Now, while you're doing this, and you might want to, because this is being recorded, so you can pause it here and really do some work on this. While you're looking at these words, what I would really like for you to think about is not, is this what I want to be or I'd like to be, but this is what would I walk over glass for? So I'm going to give you an example. Family. Okay. Now, family is important to me. You know, my grandkids and all my kids and my family. But I've came from a very disconnected family and disjointed. By the way, one of my other values is connection, and that's because I was disconnected so much as a kid. So it's such a value to me now, right? So that's from when I was a kid, right? Because the divorces started when I was like 2. So, and then when I was 4, and then when I was 8, and then when I was 13. So I always got disconnected. So connection is huge for me. Family, is my family important? Absolutely, but it's not a value for me, you know. But I do have clients who they talk to their family every single day. They go for dinner. Everything everything is about family. That is a huge value to them. So it's not that you don't care about those things. It's just that, you know, for different people, it's just kind of their line in the sand. All right. So go ahead and if you need to pause this recording, do that and circle at least 10 of these. And then after you've circled 10 of them, I want you to pull out 4. So these are mine. These are my top 10 values. And what I've done is I pulled out my 4 core values. So you can see connection is one for me. And I just told you that story. Fun, fun, happiness, that's all kind of, it means kind of the same thing to me. So you can see I did have happiness on one of my things, but happiness and fun kind of mean the same thing, and freedom too, you know, to a certain degree. So if I was to pull in out of fun, freedom, and happiness, fun is the one that most resonates with me, right? Recognition. I was the oldest of 3 kids, and I got recognized all right, sometimes in a good ways and sometimes bad. But if you saw my office here, I have plaques. I like being recognized, not only for what I've done, for what I've done, but also it's super important for me to recognize other people, to make them feel important and special. That's just something I've always done. Leadership is another one for me. I've always, again, being the oldest, I've always had to take on leadership roles. I've been, you know, from in sports, I was a captain of the team, and I've always been in management roles, president of the Women's Business Network here in my city. I was president of Downtown Association where I am. So I always take those leadership roles. It just comes naturally to me, and I love it, right? So once you get these 4 words, then what I would like for you to do is write a little phrase that says, success to me means. And so write your value. So here you can see what I've written my values down. And that's like leadership. Success to me means that if my actions inspire myself and others to dream more, learn more, do more, and become more, I'm a leader. Recognition. Success to me, both giving and receiving acknowledgments for achievements and noticing, accepting also. That's what it means to me. Connection. Success to me is creating relationships and being a catalyst to connect others, and even more importantly, to themselves. That's why I do what I do, right? That's why I'm here doing this with you. And fun. Success to me is to rally others to have fun in their life or business, right? Do both. Make them laugh, show them the humorous side of the story, lighten up heavy topics where appropriate, and all in my generous spirit of spreading happiness to the masses. You know, truly when it comes down to everything, I believe that we all just want to be happy, whatever that looks like for us. You know, so life is so short. Like, you know, it breaks my heart to see people settle, you know, for status quo or uh, just, you know, well, I guess this is the way it's meant to be. So I come on a mission to help people, you know, really tap into this. So again, in the workshop, you're going to walk away with really, this is my sweet spot. This is what I'm really good at, helping people bring these out. I'm very intuitive and really good at this. So my favorite part that we do always first when I'm working with somebody. All right, so those are our values. Now the other thing is what's just as equally as important is how do you do money? Now, like almost everything else in our life, your response to money is largely dictated by your personality. And you know, but a lot of people haven't really given it a lot of regard into how they behave with their finances and how that behavior affects their bottom line. So understanding your money personality is really the first step. You know, whether you're feeling in debt or out of control or you're going backwards every month, do you wonder why things that you don't need, or maybe why you keep track of your expenses to the penny? Well, guess why? Because you remember we're talking about that unconscious mind. Well, hello, that's your unconscious mind, and it can be the best acquaintance that you could make this year in 2017. Why? Because chances are that your financial behavior that you're in right now is driven by those unconscious tendencies that you didn't even know you had. In other words, habits, right? That are likely costing you money every day and quietly sabotaging your financial goals. Every single one of us has a personality blind spot when it comes to money. You know, even me, you know, I grew up with parents that, you know, kept up with the Joneses, and they're the next money personality. First money personality that I can talk to you, and it makes so much sense when I learned this. It's like, God, no wonder I do what I do, and but understanding how I do money gave me that chance to fight back all those bad habits and strengthen the good ones, right? So, because you can read every single finance book and learn every budgeting trick out there, but if you still have the same, again, story part of it and the money personality, you're going to sabotage yourself every single time. So again, this is like a pillar, I'll get third pillar of what you need to do to really take back control of your money. All right. And again, when we do the workshop, we go into these really in depth of how that, you know, you'll do the quiz and everything. So right now I just want to introduce them to you, the 4 different types, and have a look at some of the things, and you might guess which one you are, which most people do, but we'll really go in there and we go into a lot of details on tips and pros and, you know, what can I do. So let's start with the first one, which is what I was my more dominant one. We have a dominant one and we have a secondary. You know, sometimes we're a little bit of all 4, but mostly the first 2 are kind of indicative of what our go-to habits are. Let's put it that way. So the first one is a spender. And so spenders, you know, they like using their money to buy stuff, right? They like immediate pleasure. They also can sometimes get money spending on other people, right? But spenders, they, you know, may spend most or all of the money that they earn, and sometimes they're even in debt. But it's important to realize that people who are in debt not necessarily are spenders, but they simply just might not be making enough money to meet their basic needs. So if your own income is not meeting your expenses right now, You could be facing a crisis, but it doesn't necessarily mean that you're a spender, right? You just have to come up with some strategies to generate more income. Spenders, so, again, they like to have fun, a seize a day attitude. They're generous. Again, no problem. Spontaneous, expressive, creative, artistic, and they live in the moment, live for today, carpe diem. They're leaders, risk takers, right? I'd like to give gifts, and usually have great stories because they've been on so many adventures, because they'll go on holidays. They like to have fun. Okay. So those are some of the good attributes of spenders. Where spenders can take a little bit strengthen, let's put it this way, they need to be more responsible, obviously, with their money, because sometimes they can have trouble saving and controlling debt, but usually it's once they figure that out. And again, I'm saying not all spenders are in debt, right? And just that's their go-to. If you set up a basic money management plan, then they can have an account that I called it a me account. We'll talk about that in a bit. But they as long as they have a plan, it's all good, right? So this is the same with me. I just needed a plan when I at 39, when the mentor came into my life and changed me, and I took back control of my money. I lost a ton of weight and got promoted in my business. And when my mindset changed on what I realized I was in control. I was the one that was running the show. Magic started happening seriously. And I know what it did for me. And that's why I'm so privileged to actually be able to help other people now, right? I get it. I get where you are. So spenders just need a little bit more discipline, accountability with a coach or a mentor. I had a mentor come into my life. I still have coaches in my life, because when you're in the picture, you can't see the frame. And it just makes sense. If you look at any high performing athletes, they all have coaches, right? Because if you want to be the best that you can be, then show me my weak spots so I can strengthen those and move on and, win. So, okay. Builders or creators are the second one. And so these are a lot of them, they own their own business. This is my secondary, by the way. They also are very creative people. If you creative, you like crafts and all that kind of, chances are this is, your personality. Some of them have big projects on the go. Some of them are workaholics. Money's a tool for them, and they use it to turn their plans and dreams into reality. And actually, for a builder, creator, the joy is in creating, that whatever it is. Self-made millionaires are the most obvious type of this personality, but they sometimes can work sometimes they can work in a mindless job and pour everything that they have into a hobby, right? So most entrepreneurs, corporate leaders, and passionate hobbyists are creators. They're creative, right? And they make fantastic mentors if they have the time. And sometimes they have all the trappings of success, even if they kind of, even if you can afford them, they may not have all of it. Sometimes it's not about the image on the outside, right? It's about the building. But they're passionate people. They love the big picture and focus, brave, tenacious, very methodical, anchor the glue, the great negotiator, lifelong learner. They believe that big potential. So they're a little bit risk takers, right? Things that they need to strengthen is, again, be more organized, prioritize, delegate, come as a secondary of my thing, become bored. And I know that's for me, right? If I don't, I've got to, manage my process, have some discipline, establish limits, especially when it comes to money, right? Like, you can be creative, but it's like, whoa, okay, what's the limit on that? And again, having a plan is actually super, super important to all of it. You might be noticing there's a theme here. Later, they all seem to need a plan. Third one is a giver, and the giver is a very kind, supportive person, just like you would think what a giver would stand for. They must help others, like kind of their mantra, right? And if you are a giver, you're gratified by giving to other people, whether it's your family, coworkers. You always put others first. It's kind of like that Mother Teresa kind of complex type of thing. In the workplace, you're a hard worker who goes above and beyond for the company and its management, no matter what position you're in. However, it doesn't mean that you're capable of being successful in every workplace role. You do best when your duties are prescribed for you by someone else. You often have good leadership skills, but you make a better right hand than a boss. And you tend to prefer things that way, right? You just kind of be behind the scenes, giving, kind of quiet and stuff. Your desire to please is generally a positive quality, but can also be against you in that you aversion to confrontation, which could develop into problems or conflicts with, especially in a workplace, with the other team. This is true with money too. You're at the happiest when you're helping other people. So you want to please all the people. You're generous with time and money. You have faith. There's always going to be more. You're super loyal, a hard worker. You love rules, right? Me? This is the first one. Not so much. I don't even know if I had one in this category. Not that it's not like giving thing, it's just not my go-to personality. They do have excellent money management skills, but they might have excellent money management skills, but they'll know, be able to move Peter around for Paul and everything else. But one of the problems of givers is that they can give and don't leave anything for themselves. So if they're, maybe in their baby boomers who have helped their children, and to the extent that they don't have enough for their own retirement plans or future because they've helped the kids so much and the kids can't afford to pay them back right now. So that's where givers can, really get into trouble. So they need to say no, right? Sometimes they take the blame for others. They need to have a plan. So again, solid foundation so that they know who they can give to and support. Strict work ethic, selfish natures. They give so much that they burn out. And they don't like confrontation, right? They'd rather just settle it all. They'll give in just to settle it, right? So again, these are for money conversations. So one of I'll talk about that in a second. Okay. Fourth one, saver. Okay, guess what? No surprise, you like to save. And these savers are chronic butt eaters, right? They're the record keepers, the one who'll be living the dream on a private island at the age of 65 because they made all the right decisions. But sometimes, which is great, but sometimes to a partner, they can be the miser or stingy party pooper, a joy killer because they're not having fun along the way, right? So they, if you're a saver and your partner isn't, you're resisting to spending money can take the fun out of everything and they miss out on short-term fun. So that whole thing about life's too short. So I was saying, everybody comes to me because they're in debt. A lot of them come because they don't have a life. It's not that they don't have the money, but they're afraid to spend. They're afraid to take that risk. And, so what I am able to do is help them tune into values and help them build a plan around this personality, which is good in a lot of ways, but it also can hinder their futures in a lot of ways too. So spenders, they enjoy saving. They would rather not buy something than risk paying too much for it. They know how to say no. They choose less over more. They're passionate in control and spending. And they like having money left over. They like it's like, hey, look, I did this, type of thing. They're freedom, all about freedom, right? Because that's to me, it's up to me. I can watch my money where I'm spending it. Again, they take pride in saving rather than spending. And again, that's coming up from how they were brought up, right? So again, money stories, money attitudes. A lot of this is because of that too. So where savers need to work on is they're not clear on what's enough for them. They want to feel safe financially. They want to have more. They need to find a balance in relationships, which we'll talk about in a second. They want your relationships with money to be easy. They want to be able to treat themselves and spend money on essentials, and they want to be more generous without missing out on valuable experiences. I had a couple come to me, and he was a saver, and she was a saver spender kind of a personality. He was a giver and a saver, so they had a lot of debt because he did everything for nature, everything for the family. They had all the toys and the trailers and quads and all that kind of stuff, boats. But the debt was so bad that they couldn't do anything or couldn't go on a trip, like for them as a couple. And doing this money personality and getting to know how they could work together literally saves their marriage, right? Because the one was feeling so bad about it that the tears were crying, and just like, I'm not having any fun, and I'm not having any fun, and it's all about money, 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 and they didn't have a life. And it was really cool to watch them go through this experience and change and have that communication back, and then they did get to go on a holiday 6 months later to Hawaii, which was so fulfilling to watch that. So when in my Money Mastery program workshop that's coming up, the quiz identifies those strengths, so you can take back control of your money. And you can you get the secret. I'll give you the secrets behind how you spend, save, and manage your money, and you're going to recognize what's going on. So even when you get into those stressful situations, you're going to know how to deal with it and get out of it, right? So you can take back control, and you're going to get personalized tips and tools and insights. So again, not for that mediocre life. You want to start living a kick-ass life, without money stress, right? Is that what you want? I know. You want to be back in control, right? So, and the test is like anything information, right? It's fun, but it really gives you a really heads up on, okay, how do I do money? How am I showing up? And so talking about, what is your money personality? One of the things that the money personality is people come to me all the time, and what we don't do is talk about money, right? When we go to talk about money, money becomes a money shout rather than a money talk. Especially with the money person, knowing your money personality, to be able to talk to your partner, like after you do this, you're going to have the skills, and I teach you the skills to talk to your partner. How do we have those conversations without freaking out? And because the number one reason why people get divorced is because of lack of communication. And what is one of the top things they're not communicating about? Money, and maybe even in your own life, you see that, right? So talk money really means getting into a conversation about your finances. It's just openly admitting what's going on for you, and in all areas of your life, right? So this is a really key. They say it actually helped me in my own marriage, because when I did this about 8 years ago or 9 years ago, my husband and I were, when I went into being entrepreneurial, and I'll give you an example. He's a saver and I'm a spender. So he saw me risk taker, and I'm a builder too, right? So entrepreneur. He saw me taking all these risks and everything else, and his family background was poor. Dad stole the money, from his paper boy account, and they had, they didn't have a lot, right? It was not fun. Money was very, very, very scarce, and the dad was entrepreneurial and spending money and risk, and so he saw me as, that threat to what he was, and having this discussion and having boundaries, understanding where he was and his concerns, and him understanding where I was, and the communication that went with that really changed our relationship, right? So super, super duper important. So that's one thing. The other thing that, this other pillar, so it's about the money talk. So right around the money stuff is having a money map. Now, what's a money map, you might ask me? And it's basically, it's like a regular map that you use to help navigate from where you are now financially to where you want to be. It's an easy to follow step-by-step guide that helps you get to that destination of your dreams. So there's goals in this too, but part of the money map is, knowing what we're going to talk about here in a sec is knowing exactly what is it that I want when it comes to money, right? This is huge, is having a thing. And this is why most people fail, because they don't have a map. It's like going on a vacation. If you're, if we're in Vancouver, BC, and we're going to go down to Miami, Florida, if we don't have a map, we're just, we have a GPS in our car, we set it up, and now we know where to go. So having a money map is just the same. It's having us like, what's my destination? What are some of my goals around money? So we'll talk a lot about that at the workshop too, is like, that's so important. And so to have a money map, one of the very first steps that you can do, so I want to give you some information here, is to keep a daily log of where you're spending your money. I'm not sure if you're doing that, but this is one of the key things, is to know your numbers. Anybody that knows me says, okay, that's Shari's bottom line. She's like, well, know your numbers, know your numbers. But it truly is going to save you. Even if you don't like what the numbers say, having a plan is, it's going to tell you, what is going on deep down. What's going on? Where am I spending it? About 9 years ago, I used to just give when I started Molchan Financial, I had a bookkeeper and accountant, and I just gave all my receipts to my bookkeeper, and she gave me a report, and I kind of half-assed looked at it, to be honest, like seriously. And then I hired an assistant who also was a bookkeeper, so I thought, well, I don't need to pay a bookkeeper, and I can pay her. So as I'm actually teaching her, all my different expenses categories, so I'm paying more attention to my money. And the dining out one was anywhere from $400 to $500, $400 to $600 sometimes a month. And money was flowing in. I was making good money, so I didn't really notice, a lack of money. But I love to travel. That's one of my big things. It's fun to me. That's the value. And $400 to $600 is half a trip to Mexico for me. We go every year. So, or whatever, or I'm a very avid golfer. So there's a lot of golf. So knowing my numbers really changed my spending, right? And I was unconsciously spending it. So this is really key. And it's not a judgment exercise. It's more of a, helping you just say, is this what I want, or know what I don't want? So there's no excuses. When I was talking earlier about you don't have to be good at math. You don't, right? This isn't about being good at math. This is just about tracking, right? And you don't even have to be good at that, because there's 3 different programs here that you can use. So first is Mint. If you go to mint.com, it's a free program that you can categorize it and you put it in, you can set up budgets. And again, you can't even set a budget until you've actually tracked your money for at least 3 months. So, and a budget is planned spending. So if you like spending, then you'll love budgeting, because it lets you spend and you can see where to spend. The other one is You Need a Budget, ynab.com. That one's about $50 Canadian. And then Quicken Cash Manager is also, that's the one I use. I've used it for over 10 years. I love it. I always know where my money, how much I'm spending to the T, not just how much is in my bank account, because my Quicken Cash Manager balance never matches my bank, because I put in my pre-authorized payments and everything. I'm always working ahead of time. So never, and this wasn't me when, 15, 20 years ago. And maybe you've had this experience where you're going up to the ATM and go, please, don't say NSF. I can't tell. I know how mortified I've had, had to leave groceries and there's nothing worse, right, than doing that, and it doesn't have to be that way, right? So, so this is, this is where you can start. But when, again, in the workshop, we're going to go a lot into this and actually teach you exactly how, one-on-one, how to do this, to do that. Next is, try using cash. And we live in that plastic world of the ATMs. And so what I tell people is, take out cash. So if you know you're going to spend, you budgeted $100 a week for groceries, take $100 out and put it in your wallet, and that's all you got to spend. You're going to get really in tune with money when you do that. It really makes a difference, because when you actually see it and then it's going out of your wallet, you're like, I really don't want this to go. I don't want to keep this stuff. So using cash is, try it out for just like, even just, if you can't do it for a month, try it. A month would be great, but just try it for a couple of weeks, and you'll find that you'll have a different relationship with it. And the other part is to start saving. So many people, you pay everybody else and you don't pay yourself. I teach a 5-account system, 5-bank account system in the workshop. And one of the accounts that I recommend is called a me account. And that's a self-love account where whether it's $5, $10, $50, is paying yourself first, right? Because, if we don't pay ourselves, do we get up in the morning going, woohoo, I get to pay bills, yay, I can't wait? No, obviously not, right? So we go out though, and then we bust our hiney to do all this work, and then we don't do anything for ourselves to show it, right? So a lot of people, they come to me, and if they have debt, and they're like, oh, I'm not going to have anything. I'm going to, oh my God, look at my situation, Shari. I'm not going to be able to do anything. I'm like, no. First thing that we are going to do is get some fun going on in your life and get you doing some things with money that's going to help you move forward. It does not about, you have to wait, right? Life is short. And how many times do we see people, they scrimp and they scrape and they do everything and they don't have any kind of a life. And then at age 65, they get sick and something happens to them, and they can't do anything, right? So all in reason, obviously, but again, coming back to having a plan. So, something that where you really will walk away from in the workshop with a plan. Because for you ladies, Prince Charming is not coming. I thought it was at 18 years old. You saw me in my beautiful wedding dress and everything else. I was like, oh, here's my Prince Charming. No, it ended up he was on a rebound. He got left. I didn't even know all this stuff. He got left at the altar, and I was a rebound relationship. And I was 18. I'd known him for 3 months before I got married. I mean, just like, psh. But everything happens for a reason. And I mean, here I am now, being able to help other women and men sometimes, have a better relationship with money, and not just money, because it's never about the money. It's all the other stuff that goes on, because seriously, what happened for me is, like, when that mentor came into my life, I became my own white knight. I got my debt paid off. I took care of myself. I got a promotion. I was security, and I started making almost 6-figure income when I met my husband. And so when I met him, I was already a white knight. He didn't have to save me or anything, right? So we came in a great relationship without money. Not like what I had done in the second one, where definitely was marrying for safety and security with 2 little kids, right? All right. What else do I want to say about that? Okay. So, we got to take time for ourselves, because if we don't, money doesn't matter, right? And so this is why I'm putting this workshop together, because not only is it the practical stuff, but it's the strategies and everything else, but it's also the inside game, right? And it really comes from the inside out. And so I'm super excited to bring this to you. This is my new workshop called Money Mastery: The Bold Pursuit of the Life You Are Meant to Live. So this is for you if you know that there's something meant for you that you're not actually doing. right? So if you feel it in your bones, it's like, yeah, I feel like there's something holding me back. I don't know what it is. Then this is for you, right? Because I believe that, you know, we need to master, and the money isn't just the mastering. The money is just these little simple steps that helps you get back on track to do this. And it's really tapping in. You know, if you've seen me before, you know, I talk about grit, you know, your money grit, and that's your passion, that's your perseverance, that's your persistence, to really determine, you know, your determination to like, this is my line in the sand, I'm going for it, right? So this is for you if you're ready for that, and you want to take it in. So what's in the course is, or what I'm going to teach you is, again, do a plan, predict your final future, right? How much do you want? I've got a surefire method to help you with that. No more, oh my God, I got more months of money. Those will be gone. You're going to be able to track your money easily, effortlessly, with what I show you. All the emotional triggers, right? Okay, so, you know, again, that comes down to, you know, what's my go-to money personality with that. And you'll know exactly where your money's going every month. You'll have that able to track it, and it'll be just like, yeah, I got this. You do, you know, like almost with the girl with the glasses, except for you won't be cheesy. It'll be awesome. She's a little cheesy. You know, again, through these life-changing money breakthroughs, through simple mind shifts, and you will floor you how simple it is. So what's in the course is 4-gem packed weekly modules. I'm going to teach the system to you, gift you all my creme de la creme money strategy, resource service, everything that you're going to need to help you. We're going to do this with 60 live recorded video sessions. So again, you can do this in PJs, you can be anywhere around the world. It's going to be like being with me live in a workshop, except for it's going to be live online. So I'm so excited about being able to do that, because a lot of people can't get to me, they can't get to my office, or don't have you know, the time. So this is super excited to bring this to you. I've never done this before. You're going to get all the recordings, so you can listen to them over and over again, and forever and ever and ever. All right. You're going to get, we'll have a private Facebook page where people that are in the course, they can ask questions, and because sometimes that's where some of the magic happens when I do workshops, is somebody will ask a question. It's like, oh, I wanted to ask that, or didn't have the guts to do it, or whatever it is, right? So this is where I'll be able to stay in contact. And the best part is that I'm going to give you 2 one-on-one sessions with me privately. So we're going to really be able to laser focus in on exactly what you need and help you get through it, like beyond the group stuff. So super excited to give that to you too. Oh, and whoops, sorry, we'll go back. You also get my ebook, which is a goal setting workbook called Maximum Money Momentum, that I wrote about 4 years ago. And it's just a workbook to help you set goals after you've done this work. It will help you. Just gotta take a drink of water. So you're gonna walk away, all those money beliefs, the good, the bad, and the ugly. You're gonna have an awe-inspiring sense that anything is possible. I want you to dream big. I want you to live big. You know, whatever big is, right? I mean, because you deserve it. We all deserve it. We're not meant to live small. We're not meant to not be happy. You're gonna know how to set boundaries, right? When it comes to money. Any of those big lies, the BS stories that you've been telling yourself about that's keeping you small, we're gonna get rid of those. Compassion for yourself, and freedom to let yourself off the hook, right? Because it's so many people, they're like, oh my God, I'm so stupid, you know, how would I should have done this, or oh my God. And I'm just like, you know what, you are where you are based on what you know. When you know better, you do better. So if you're sitting here thinking, oh my God, like, how did I get this? don't. You aren't going to find judgment from me. I just told you my story, right? I was like toilet in the toilet, like financially, emotionally, mentally, physically. And if I can change that around with the exact same tools I'm giving you, you can too, right? I'm not anybody special. So don't worry about it. All that shame, all that guilt, let's just get rid of it. You know, I want you to have more success, make more money, right? You know, live that life that you were meant to live. That's what I want for you, right? And because I don't want to just give you this info, I want you to use it. And I want you to make changes in your life, right? Because that's what you want. You want to be in control, and you deserve to be in control. And I'll show you how easy it is to do that. Again, just, you know, I did it, right? And I've done this. I've been doing this for 20 years. I've seen any kind of money story that you want to come up with. I've seen it, right? So, I'm a no BS kind of a gal, right? I don't believe in sugarcoating or stuff like that. That's not going to do you any good, right? I'm going to tell you exactly what you need to do so that you can change your life sooner than later. Helping people out. It's just that dysfunctional relationship with money, right? And I am really, really good at getting you right with money and in your life. Super good at it. I love it. All my clients love me when I do it. And so, you know, it's just like, let's get those results and have some serious fun. Fun was one of my values. So we're going to have some fun. Okay. So here's how it's going to work. Lessons will be every Tuesday for 4 weeks. You'll get the money lesson and the worksheets, play sheets, I call them, right? And then the following Monday, we will have a weekly live Q&A. So if you can't make it Tuesday, the Q&A would be even more important to be on. And then again, working through anything in the Facebook page. You can also send me the coaching or the questions, email coaching. Again, I'm available for you. So if you have questions or whatever, I don't want to just give you information and then just say, okay, here you go, here's the book and read it. Because if that was that easy, you would go and do it. But it's not, right? There's more to it than that. And so you've got me unlimited email coaching as a way, you know, hey, Shari, you know, this come up for me. What would you do? Right? And even if it has to be a 5-minute phone call, I probably won't care either. Right? So it's all good. And then obviously you get the 2 private coaching sessions with me, one-on-one, which is great. Now, this is the first time I've ever done group coaching workshops. Well, it's not really group coaching, it's more of a workshop, and it's online. This is the first time I've done it. So this is an introductory offering for me that I'm offering. So, you know, again, you're going to get your true values. We're going into your money personality. We're going to go break through limiting beliefs so you can make some money, right? And the practical stuff, the tracking, the spending, the budgeting, and the thing. You know, we're going to go through all 4 of these each week, or through the 4 weeks. This is what we're going to go through. So I've made this super easy for you and at an affordable price for you, because I want to help people. It drives me crazy seeing so many people that they're struggling and they don't need to be. So I've made this very easy for you to say yes. So you can either do a one-time payment of $497, or you can do 2 easy payments of $277. You're always covered by my coaching guarantee. I really stand by what I do. I stand by you getting results. And if you don't get results, then you know what? I'll give you your money back. But I can guarantee you'll get results in some way. If you don't get any results, I'll give you your money, but you'll get results. So, you know, who can say no to that? And, you know, whether you're a stay-at-home mom, business owner, entrepreneur, or an employee, you can break free of, you know, unconscious self-sabotaging money habits and gain control with your money, and discover how easy it is for you to not only take control but master your money, right? Money mastery. And, for good. Like once you learn how to do this, you can't unlearn it. You can get lazy, but you can't unlearn it. So your chances are you're going to do this over and over and over again. Sometimes clients come back for a little bit of a refresher, pump me up, or I kind of let this slide a bit or whatever. But it's like usually like one they can come in with me and sit with me for an hour, and because it's already there, they get it back. So this is like momentum, foundational pieces that is going to help you be in control of your money. Okay. All right. Now a bonus is if you sign up before midnight, February 3rd, which is on Friday, I believe. Yes. So Friday, February 3rd, I'd like to reward fast action. So if you sign up for that, you're going to get an extra 1 hour coaching session with me. Now that's, well, almost $200 value right there. Okay. So, please, if you're thinking about doing this, don't sit on the fence. Like, take advantage of this, because this isn't something that I give away on a regular basis. And if you want to work with me one-on-one, for a minimum of 3 months is what I work with my clients. So it's not only doing what these modules are, but going a lot deeper into your goals and building a plan, and also business. I do a lot of coaching with business owners too. Okay, so you can use, if you sign up before February 3rd and you want to hire me one-on-one for the whole program, then give me a conversation, and I'll give you a deal on that one too. Okay, so just to resist this, it's about taking responsibility, right? And identifying the emotions that are sabotaging you. So hiring a coach or using a mentor, having this is helps you distinguish, what between your wants and your needs. You get responsible for your actions. You're tracking your progress, and you build routines that ensure success, right? And wishing and hoping is not going to get you there, right? Hope is not a strategy. So, no stupid trouble, I think is responsible for flood. So if it's time for you to wake up that future and you feel that calling is like, God, there's like this life that I know I want, and I'm like this close, or I'm this close, or I'm that close, whatever it is, but there's something in your heart that says, I know I'm meant for something greater, and this money piece is just driving me crazy and I can't get over it, then please sign up for this course. It's like such a great deal for you to get this. Like I said, this is something I've never done before, so don't know if I'm going to do it again. We'll see what happens, right? So please join me for these sessions. That I just, that grit, that boldness of doing it, you won't regret it. You will look back at this and go, oh man, that was the best thing I ever did for myself. And that's how I want you to feel. I want you to feel that, right? That you can take control. Because like I said, nobody's going to come and wave a magic wand and go, here you go, here's $100,000, unless you have a rich uncle somewhere, right? Or the lottery, but like, what the chances? 1 in a billion of doing that? So really, it's up to me. If it's to be, it's up to me. You heard that one before? Of course. Okay. So, because I'm gonna show you all the stuff to do. Clean out all the trash that's holding you back. Take those small steps every day towards your dream, and a newfound confidence that you can do this. You can do this. And this is me, again, in Cinque Terre in Italy. When I chased after money, I never had enough. When I got life on purpose and focused on giving of myself and everything that arrived into my life, then I was prosperous, by Wayne Dyer. I feel that way so much, right? I mean, the money's, trust me, I like money. Money gives me better choices. I'm a golfer. I love to travel. So yes, the money is, there's a certain amount of money that I have a goal for, right? Some people don't, right? So again, it's a personal thing. But this was me celebrating, and my shirt says I love my life, because I really do. I really do love my life. And one final thing, too much of a good thing is wonderful. So if this is time for you, if you feel like this is, okay, I'm sure she's talking to me, I'm like leaning in, and you're feeling like, oh my God, I need this, then please do yourself a favor and do this. You won't regret it. my clients, I just walk away with this new found confidence, that just joy is so joyful for me, and it juices me, and it's my passion, and it's what I do, and I'm really good at it. So we'll see you hopefully on the course, in the workshop. And don't forget, before February 3rd, to get that extra bonus of the extra coaching session with me, because that will be gone if you're not signed up before February 3rd. So depending on when you're watching this, look at your calendar. If it's past February 3rd, sorry, but if it isn't, then get on. Go to Shari Molchan /money mastery. That's where you'll find all the information about the courses, where to sign up. Everything is there. So again, Shari Molchan /money mastery. All right. Mwah. Thank you so much for staying and watching me. And I wish you all the best and all the happiness that you deserve. All right. We'll see you soon.